Now it's my honor to call Dr. Zahra Al Rawahi, Chief Executive Officer, the Artificial Intelligence Academy. She's a Director of Innovation Capacity Building at the Research Council. Previously, she served as a Director of Research of Communication and Information Technology. She will be talking about the impacts of the fourth industrial revolution on employment. Floor is yours, Dr. Rawahi.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Initially, I'd like to thank you. You are here, even though it is afternoon now. And it is very nice to meet in person. It has been a while now, during the last 2 months. The live's coming back, and we are conducting this type of summit and conferences. This is the area that really hurt I pay a lot of attention to it. I have a book in Arabic, actually, just to bring more awareness about the fourth industrial revolutions, and another one about the AI and how it shapes our future. And I don't believe much of what Dr. Ayman. I am more optimistic toward AI and the automation and the good impact of it in our lives, even though we have we need certain regulation in order to make it much safer. But I believe the power of AI and the power of automation and the importance to reskill and upskill the workforce of the future as well. So my talk, I will focus on the impact of the fourth industrial revolutions in employment and in job securities. Maybe it will be better if myself. I will start talking a little bit about the fourth industrial revolution itself and its impact on automation, what the future of work will mean on job and on reskilling, the future of skills and the relationships of the future of skills with the workforce of the future, future jobs that are needed, and some ways to reskill and to be proper entity for the job of the future. The fourth industrial revolution is changing. You already, I think, noticed it. It's really changed our life, how we work. During the pandemic, we was working virtually, and we managed, to do a lot of things in a virtual way. And as well, how we communicate. We communicate with Siri, with a lot of other applications. So it's really changing the way how we work and we live, actually. It's as well, it's changing the business sectors, different type of business sector they are utilizing, and you saw different examples from the morning from Prof. Amr Awas and others. They give us different type of approaches, how the fourth industrial revolution really coming very quickly to our life, especially on the job sectors. In the education, I did a lot of work related to e-learning and specifically intelligent tutoring system and how these systems adapt according to the learner's needs, according to the learner's behavior. So there's a wide focus over there. In the health sector, there's a lot of, and the people from SQ, they're aware, a lot of mannequin, they use it for testing student skills, and they are based on AI systems. And so the future will change, even though, people are expecting even our value may be changed with it, but we need to protect our values. It is expected by the year 2025, 10% of the clothes that we wear will be connected with IoT. And I totally believe on this, because now we have these jackets everywhere. Robot will be an active member of meeting, board meeting, directors meeting. Successful level transportation will be done by the 3D printers that now you can see. I'm the guy from the 3D. The arms, the hands already are printed with 3D printers and are utilized. Then we will move to other thing, is the utilization of organs that built with the 3D printers. The previous speakers spoke a lot about the emergence of global platforms such as freelancers, Upworks, Uber, that these platforms, dramatically change the behavior of the work and how we perform work. So company and organization must empower innovation on their business. They have to reskill and upskill the worker, the future of worker, and to, as the Camilla said, the mindset. We need to change as well the mindset of the futures. Klaus Schwab is the founder of the World Economic Forum, and he is the person who started to talk about the fourth industrial revolution. He said greater promises and potential peers is coming from the fourth industrial revolution. I believe on that. GPS systems that we suggest the fastest route are based on the utilization of those industrial revolution, voice recognition system, personalized Netflix recommendations, Facebook ability to recognize your face and to tag it to your friends. And now the metaverse is coming with a virtual type of environment, a more immersive type of being within this area. The area of fourth industrial revolution is not limited to one section or one field. It is related to blockchain, genomic sequencing, artificial intelligence, autonomous vehicle, energy storage, robotics, 3D printing, immunotherapy, gene editing, mobile connected devices, etc. And other than this. And the big one is, and it is in the heart over there, is an AI, because the impact of AI is really huge. So it will affect all the sense of our human experience. This is what we expect in the AI, and the future will be, changed due to that. And if we imagine this is the World Economic Forum, they did a lot of reports. There's a report in 2020, and this one report from 2019. In the 2019, they said 133 million emerging new job will be coming by the year 2022. And the top emerging job is related to data analytics, AI and machine learning, especially general operation managers, software and application developers, big data specialists, etc. The decline type of job, only 75 million jobs will be declined. So more job will be invented than the one that declines, so we don't have to worry much. So data entry clerks, accounting, bookkeeping, and this type. The type of routine type of work will be declined, but the work that really, need a coder, a programmer, data analytics, they will be needed more. Okay. And if we come to the skills now, those are the type of jobs. So the type of job will require which type of skills? We can see the growing type of skills. This one from the 2020 report. Okay, the 2022 skills in the analytical thinking and innovation skills. So they mentioned in the area creativity. So analytical thinking, critical thinking, innovation, creativity are the most needed. Active learning and learning strategies, which is the open-ended learning, the ability to learn by yourself. I mentioned creativity, technology design and programming, critical thinking, complex problem solving. When she said, give it to them and try to see what they will be doing. So that is mainly, it's a problem solving. Keep a student, even within higher education institute, it's very important that we teach a student by problem solving. So give them a problem, they go to to different areas, to different fields. They try to implement whatever solution to the real world, and they will be learning emotional intelligence, reasoning, and ideation as well. The decline type of skills is, the memory, the memorizations. Dr. Sultan, he was he stressed on the reading and writing, but not the normal type of reading and writing. I believe that the reading and writing is very important, but with the new technologies, not the same way that we used to read and write. Coordination and time management still will need it, but it is decline. Okay. So what are the future of work will mean for job and skills needed? We need to define the major trend related to the future of work. The future of work is related to the workplaces, because during the pandemic, you noticed that people are started to work from home. Some big organization like PDO, even until now, there is a week by week, they're working from home. So it is changing workplaces, workforces, the type of human who are working and the talent, and the nature of work by itself. We used to need a person who answered the phone, and now a chatbot will answer all the Q&A. So the past trend is growing adoption of technologies like AI and machine learning and robotics in various workplaces. The second one is the distribution of workforces. The workforces, we don't need to, I mean, I believe even your organizations, you may hire a lot of people around the world. They can perform, they can do even the designing, the programming, a lot of other things could be done outside. So it's very important to equip our people, our youth, with the right skills, so that not to work just in Oman, to be able to work even abroad. This for the environment to be much wider. So automation will have really a very significant impact on employment status and will change the work environment. I totally believe on this. And the rise of AI tools itself is expected to eliminate 85 million jobs, but as well, it will create 97 million new ones by 2025. So we shouldn't worry about the elimination of jobs. We should more be worried about the reskilling, upskilling, and empowering youth with the needed skills of the future. You can see, I mean, cars that drive themselves, even though Dr. Ainati doesn't believe on that, they will be coming because now a lot of trains, you maybe don't trust them, but yeah, your grandson will be using them, inshallah. Machine that read X-rays and algorithm. This one, a great project that was done by the Ministry of Health for reading the X-ray from the breast cancer women, with 98% of precisions. So that's a great achievement. And those patients are waiting for several years until to get, and it has been done very quickly. So it is there, actually, and it's coming with, okay. The COVID-19, it makes the need for acceleration, the need for the future work is accelerated much in a very quicker way. So as remote work continues, the artificial intelligence will be tapped with everything from employee engagement to talent acquisitions. These days, actually, even with the talent acquisitions, I mean, people, they are searching your LinkedIn account, Twitter's, Instagram, on whatever your blogs, how you are available within the globe, what are your input within the World Wide Web. And from there, so the big companies, what they are doing, they do an AI algorithm that search for those individuals who can, and they provide them with the analysis of different people, so they can appoint a proper person even anywhere from the world. You can see a person from whatever, from a very real place, I mean, and he's appointed in NASA or other places, big places, okay. I'll skip this one, I don't know. Because a lot of people have talked about the freelancers platform, the Uber, the Airbnb type of platform. So the new economy, which is, it will be toward a digital economy. So company will need really to transform their talent model and business strategies as well by using talent platform to access highly skilled freelancers. You don't need to have all the employees within your organizations, especially if you are a small company. The major trend for the future of work are covered within the 5 main areas. New behavior. Now we are, the world is working with a new behavior. Social media is with us. Whenever you want to see the profile of an individual, you don't read the CV, but you search for him within those platforms. The technology, it's a major shift now from a personal type of equipment toward a cloud. And the cloud is, normally we are as researchers, we conduct collaborative type of meetings with different people from different nations, actually, from different continents. Discussing certain area of research. So a collaborative type of work, it is there in the academia, but we are expecting in the business sector, it will be as well. Big company like IBM, Microsoft, they are doing it now. They are collaborating around the globe virtually using cloud type of platforms. And this one needs to be a similar thing I mean, even in our government organizations, but it's not there yet. The millennial workforces, the workforces who built while the booming of the World Wide Web. So their attitude is totally different than the people who are in our age, who do just when we are graduated with SQU and we went for higher, it was the invention of the World Web. So their expectation is totally different. Their way of thinking is different. Their, I mean, concerns are different. So we are tackling with different type of mentality, and the future of work need to take care of those type of mentality. The mobility, the ability to work, I mean, you cannot now, I mean, tie your employee just to your location. It's much better to implement the mobility within as a way of work within your organizations. Globalization, you can hire anyone from around the globe to do the work that you need. So these are the major 5 trends that shaping the future of work. Maybe you can read from there. Just freezed. Okay. Okay. In the second report, on the new report, the top 20, on the year 2025, the top skill that will be needed, and this the previous researchers, I mean, the previous speakers, they mentioned about it, but in different, I mean, in different shape. So it is needed analytical thinking and innovation, active learning and learning strategy, complex problem solving, critical thinking, analysis, creativity, originality, leadership, technology use, mentoring and control, technology design, resilience, stress tolerance, flexibility, what they call it adaptivity, reasoning, problem solving, ideation. So they are very similar, the one 2022 and 2025. And over there, they are categorized as it part of a problem solving or self-management or working with people. And the other speaker, they mentioned, and I agree with them, the importance of social intelligence, the empathy. And normally we are training people in design thinking as part of the innovation processes. Normally for different company, you keep them, you do design thinking workshops. A design thinking workshop, it starts with what? Emotional intelligence, because it started with empathy. You try to see the world as per customers, what you're really facing, what are the challenges that you need, I mean, to invent a solution for it, okay? So the reskill of the global force, the World Economic Forum, they make, I mean, a very great report actually about reskilling revolutions, because they believe there is a double disruption happen due to the automation and pandemic. That the pandemic make the automation is accelerated, and they believe 50% of the workforce, they need to be reskilled by the year 2025, okay? So job of the future require more investment actually in building human capability. So we should pay more attention toward building human capability either from school or to reskill and upskill. It's very important to have very qualified in high technical skill and capable of creativity and innovation to adapt to the changing nature of businesses. So what the difference when I say upskilling and reskilling? I thought I saw a student over there, so I thought I should clarify. Upskilling, providing training to employee to improve performance in their current job. The current job they are doing, but this job, it has been a lot of automation on it. So you reskill, you upskill them in order for them to be more able to do the work in a proper way. Reskilling, you train employee to do a different type of tasks, okay? So that's the difference between upskilling and reskilling. This is mentioned even by Prof. Amar, that 50% of employees will need to be reskilled by 2025. And the report actually in that link, because of that reskilling revolution 2030.org, I recommend all of you go through it, because it explains how can we provide education, skills, and jobs for 1 billion people by the year 2030. And as well, it categorized. In the Middle East, we have a category for Middle East people over there. So it would be nice you have a look at it. I always like to work with youth because I really believe youth are the cornerstone of development. And it become really very important, and it is imperative to empower them and to build their capability with technical skills needed to harness the future. There's a lot of, this is, a research study that has been done to indicate the importance of upskilling and reskilling of the workforce. It showed that the productivity, it increased by 91% if you reskill your employee. And achieving the goal, it increased by 84%. This big organization, when they reskilled their employee, they found this is the results, the impact of reskilling. The reputation of the organization increased by 74%. And as well, the lack of time, 55%, the lack of training resources by 46% decline. And so the reskilling of employee, it really helped even make better communication between organization or the leaders and the employee by 57%. For the leadership, 54%. And proactive thinking, 50%. So the soft skills of the employee that were lacking, they managed to really improve them with reskilling, but those as a communication skill, 57%, leadership skill, 54%, and 50% for proactive thinking. And during the lockdown, due to the pandemic, 43% of employer provided more training. The people, some organizations, they focus more to train and skill their employee in a better way. Okay. I'm not working well with this. Can you help me? Okay. Oh, I will go. This one is another research. I'm sorry, I'm giving you research, but it's a fact because the research people who are conducted the research, and you can go over there and see even their data. From here, they take the price of 2019, and they say there is really a massive improvement in GDP if you make a training, if you reskill the workforce. You can say, a normal one is the blue, the yellow one, if the workforce are reskilled, you can see an improvement on GDP as well. Okay, is it clear? So the investment, people are thinking if we're skilling, we will pay a lot of money for training. No, a return on investment is much higher there for reskilling okay. There are 4 ways to reskill the global workforce. The first thing, it is important to provide universal access to connectivity and devices because some part of Oman, they are struggling with connectivity. It's very important. As well, it is very important that you provide your employee with the tools, the equipment that they will use it. Promote a thriving ecosystem for skill-based credential. And as well, it is very important to build the currency of micro-credential. A certified type of training that lead them to, when they complete, they will take like a certificate 1, 2, 3, 4. This one, the completion of these certifications, it will give them a certified Cisco trainer, a certified, I don't know. This is, the micro credentials, not just a training that doesn't, just for the awareness. There's a different bit of training for the awareness and training to build capacities, okay, then build it here. Create a widespread access to hands-on on learning and training. So give them, a practical part of training. These days, the training that part of it is a capstone. After the training, you have a capstone, which is a project that you have to do it in order to finish the program, the training program. Okay. So it is very more important, I think, according to prepare the workforce of the future for the 4th industrial revolutions. And this slide is as well from a report, a part of a report from the studies of World Economic Forum. And they put it for the organization, how the organization, if you are in an organization, how you are going to, to prepare for the fourth industrial revolution. So you need to leverage the strategic workforce planning. So the plan, you need to conduct the strategic work planning to establish the skill mapping. What are the skills that you need? Like a guy, he said he's in the 3D printing. What are the skills that he need within the area, and how he can reskill his employee to gain those skills. To close the management gap. So shape the future talent pipeline by developing targeted reskilling program. So you have a specific reskilling program for your employee, and you do upskill on a large scale for the organization, for all people within your organization. You try to harmonize the skilling landscape. You make it as a culture within your organization, and you align the educational curricula with the need of reskillings. Okay. Time? Okay. Almost I am finishing. The third stage is to optimize the talent ecosystem condition, to rethink on the organization structure itself. Is the organization structure proper, or do we need to change the organization structure to meet the need of the future? And we need to boost diversity. They mention creativity, innovation. It is the key to competitive growth and development. As well to the digital development, it is very important. This is the board, البنك الدولي المدير من البنك الدولي was what they call them. He said the nature of work is not only changing, it is changing rapidly. We do not know the job the most students in primary school will compete for today, because even many of these jobs do not exist. The main changes is to equip them with the skill they will need, regardless of what future skills will be. We hope to help, they hope to help governments, and ourselves we help government and our institutes to find the proper job and the proper skills for our youth. Okay. Creativity and innovation are essential engine for the growth and for the digital economy. This is as an end. We all believe technology will create more jobs than what it eliminate. Just as many existing jobs will disappear, so technology will directly continue to creating new jobs, and to reskill as per the requirement of, and to focus more on creativity, innovations, and the social type of talent, communication skills, etc. Because those will fit anywhere. We don't want specific skills that will be absolute in the near future. Okay, and the lifelong learning. Thank you very much for listening. I'm sorry, maybe I took more than my time.
Thank you, Dr. Zahra, and thank you for being very optimistic about the future. Very informative indeed. Shukran, Dr. Zahra.